Tonight we ask the question, will these new higher prices push arcade gamers to bigger machines? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Another episode of This Week, the show where we talk about what happened this week in home arcades, episode 186. But more importantly, May the 4th be with you. Yes, I think it's this happens once every billion years that the This Week show actually happens on a May 4th. That's science. That's math. You can check me. I guarantee it's correct. And I'm so happy that we're doing this. We're sharing this time together. For those of you who may not know, be aware, I'm a bit of a Star Wars fan. This channel started many moons ago as a Star Wars channel, basically talking about movies, talking about Star Wars, enjoying it before we got into the home arcade space. And it's a lot of fun. It's had a big influence on me as far as movies, obviously, but also in gaming. Tons and tons of arcades and home consoles and everything have had Star Wars popping up in almost every single generation. I wanted to share just a couple of Star Wars games that I actually have still in my collection to this day. Not the most comprehensive. You're going to have some stuff at home that's going to be probably different than what I have. Some stuff is a little more complete, but I want to share the few pieces that I have with you. This one is, forgive me, it's not in the original box, but I'm working on that. And it is Shadows of the Empire N64. I have the cartridge. Here it is. But unfortunately, you know how the N64 games are. They came with those cardboard boxes, so I don't have a box for this. But don't worry, there is a guy on Etsy who is selling cardboard reproductions. I think I have 3 reproductions down there that were done by a company called GameCases.com. I think it's just the name of their website. And they used to do cardboard versions of these, for these cases. And sadly, they cheapened out, and you just get stuck with these plastic things. So once that comes in, and it's good quality, I'll give you a thumbs up, a thumbs down, I'll let you know, give you the link and all that. And I'm going to have a couple more boxes redone in cardboard, because cardboard is the way to go. I mean, everyone knows if you want something that's going to last forever, you pick cardboard. So Shadows of the Empire is definitely one that I love. I love the Seekers. The little missile and I don't know, just this is one, every game has a mechanic, a gimmick, a thing about it that sort of makes you just sort of remember, oh yeah, that game, that thing that I like. And it was the Seeker missile. You would hit the Seeker, and the little camera would just follow you or follow the missile until it hit its target. And at the time, that was incredible. At the time, that this is the early days of 3D gaming. That was incredible for sure. Another game in my current collection is a Dreamcast title, Star Wars Jedi Power Battles. Maybe not the best game in the world. I acknowledge it has some flaws, but I have to say it's a lot of fun, especially if you like the Phantom Menace. If you like that first movie in the prequel era, the trilogy, this is a lot of fun. And, on Dreamcast, it's incredible. There was a PlayStation 1 version. This is by far the superior version, to say the least. So this is a fun game I still have in my collection, still play it from time to time. But I think that overall, and I know some of you are going to get mad at me, bear with me, but probably one of the biggest, well, maybe just the most favorite Star Wars console game I've ever played is absolutely got to be The Force Unleashed. The Force Unleashed for PlayStation 3 was just Star Wars on like amped up, right? Like on cocaine. Like just it was just all the force powers jacked up to 11 and just going nuts. Everything about Star Wars is about sort of subdued, the Jedi's, their powers are there, but they're not over the top, right? This was not that. So this is I'm pretty proud of this actually. This is the Steelbook version. This is the ultimate version. This is what do they call this? The Ultimate Sith edition. This has had all the DLC. Back in the day, kids, you could download DLC, but not everybody could download stuff because of the intranets, and the limitations of download speeds, all that. So you could actually wait, and other versions of the games would come out. This was the version that had all the cool stuff. So absolutely awesome. Oh, I'm already getting some criticism. It's okay. We'll talk about that criticism in just a minute. So this is one of probably my favorite console Star Wars game. I did play the Battlefronts and all that, but this is something I really love. I have Force Unleashed 2. And in the Steelbook, of course, right? Because I'm a Steelbook nerd. This is more of just an expansion pack than an actual standalone game, in my personal opinion. But excellent. I had to have it in the collection. It's definitely something that's really cool. And I wish that they would kind of maybe go back and, now that Star Wars and Disney is kind of desperate for a hit. And they've seen that maybe they've had some really good luck with, releasing older stuff, the movies that just keep coming out. Maybe they could slam these bad boys together and give us a PS5 limited edition bundle with all this on it. Maybe up the graphics a little bit. That would be insane. That would be really, really awesome. So those are some of the games I have in my collection, Star Wars related. If you've been a fan of the channel for a while, excuse me, I'm reaching over here. If you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you knew on the back wall of the old house, I had my laser discs mounted and prominently displayed. I still have them. They're sitting over here. I'm looking for a good place to put it on the wall. I think I'm done with moving stuff around. No radical changes are going to be happening anytime soon in the arcade. And with all that being said, now we can actually find spots and places for things. So I'm looking for a place to put the laser discs. So I got some things to do there. Also, I have the Fan Home Millennium Falcon kit I'm building right now. This is one of those things, if you buy the premium, you get these little die-cast things that are, not worth the money you're paying. But if you're a Star Wars dork, then it's okay. It's fine. It is what it is. One more thing, I finally got framed, and this is something I had to order a custom frame on Amazon. But this is something I've been dying to have framed properly, and here it is. Let me know. One in the chat, thumbs up if you know what this is. See if I can get the glare off the. Is that it? Can I get it? There you go. This was the Vanity Fair cover. What year was this again? I keep forgetting the year. This was 2005. 2005, which was the year that the Revenge of the Sith came out, the final prequel movie. And this was a Vanity Fair flip-out cover that had so many, not the entire cast, obviously, but so many heavy hitters on this. Everybody from Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, God rest her soul, all the way up to the new cast with Hayden Christensen and everybody there. It's just really, really one of those cool things. Just like just a snapshot in time. You're never going to get all these actors back together again, sadly. So it's just incredible. This frame is 11 by 32 or 33. I can't really remember. I think it's 32. But yeah, so had this done. So another one of those things I got to find a spot for. But things are getting settled in the arcade finally after some time. And we're going to find spots and places for all this. So Star Wars is awesome. Star Wars is fun. Old Star Wars, original Star Wars. It's also inspired some of the stuff from my store. Like what I'm wearing here, inspired by, not copies of. I don't need Disney coming down and breathing down my neck. But a lot of designs on my shop that are inspired by Star Wars. Star Wars has just been a big part of my life, and it also inspired incredibly irresponsible purchases. But enough about that. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat. I want to hear about your May the 4th memories, things that you like about Star Wars. There is no poll question tonight because I forgot. and I'm not even going to bother with it. So before we do that, before we say hi to the top 10, the first 10 people that have commented in the chat, I got to talk about what I'm drinking. And we're drinking into the, this is the good stuff. This is the Basil Hayden Toast. Definitely if you want to spend, if you don't mind spending about $50 for a bottle, you can't go wrong with this. It's my favorite bottle over $50. Under 50, is the Jefferson's. But everybody, Basil Hayden Toast, a toast to you. And of course, may the 4th be with you. And we continue celebrating this once in a billion year, once in a millennia event with March, May 4th landing on a Sunday, with a giveaway later on in the show. So hang out a little bit later in the show. We're going to do a giveaway from something from my new store. Now, I've been talking about my new store. The reason why I'm talking about my new store is because my old store absolutely sucked. It was really, really bad. It was really bad. It didn't start out that way. It ended up that way. I had some people disappointed. Had some deliveries not happen, some things not be printed, so it really sucks. So I have a new store now, and I want to give something away from that new store. So hang out just a little bit later, and we're going to do a giveaway. Should be a lot of fun. Let's start with the number 1 comment of the night, and that is Game Broker 84 coming in the number 1 spot. Thank you so much for being here, buddy. Hi, Fox. Happy Sunday. Can't wait for the show tonight. Hope you had a good week. I had a great week. Another thing that I did this weekend is I upgraded the radio in my wife's car. My wife is a Murano, and it was the last year of no Apple CarPlay. And so I was able to find a radio, a direct replacement on eBay, that was the first year of Apple CarPlay. So it was like a 1-year difference. Put that in today, and it worked. And she's trying to keep that car just a little bit longer before we get her something new. And so that was definitely a success. Took the dash apart, nothing broke, nothing damaged, nothing's missing. Had some extra parts, but that's just standard, no matter what you do. And so that was fun. So I had a great weekend. Saturday night, I got home from Arkansas. I had to go out of town, so that's why I kind of a little light on the arcade accomplishments this weekend. But I'm excited about some of the stuff I'm going to get done this week. So thank you so much for being here, Game Broker, as always. Coming in the number 2 spot is Zero Cool. What's up, buddy? Just missed the top spot. Have a great show. Listen, you're close. You're close. This is not Ricky Bobby land, 2 is not, it's not if you're first, you're last. Second place is not the first loser, okay? You are the second winner. Think about it like that. Coming in number 3 spot is Mike Hawkhurst. What's going on, buddy? I'm glad I got my 4KP when I did. These new price hikes will likely not be too good for business. I came in by the skin of my teeth when I got my 4KP. I didn't really understand how close I was. Just getting right under the wire before these price hikes really came in, just a few months before the price hikes went into effect. So yeah, I'm right there with you, buddy. I'm very glad that I got my 4KP when I did. And I'm also glad that Kevin Clausen has gifted another 19K Fox membership. For those of you that are members of the channel, hang out after the show. After this show, you're going to automatically redirected to the after show where we talk about all kind of stuff. We do some tours. We do some behind the scenes. We talk about stuff we can't talk about live. And we use profanity, and it's crazy, and stuff happens. So if you're members, hang out for the after show. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. As always, listen, if you want to be a member, it's only $5 a month. Come on. What can you have to lose besides $5? Coming in number 4 spot is Cat Dad's Arcade. What's going on, buddy? Coming in the 4th spot, May the 4th, it's destiny. It's absolutely destiny. Thank you so much for being here, buddy. As always, Kevin Clausen also coming in number 5th spot, as well as gifting memberships and whatnot. Wow. Couldn't have given a membership to a better community member. Absolutely, absolutely. My Jimmy John's lunch today costs 4 19K Fox memberships. Wow. It used to be 15 memberships. Times are changing. Why is it? Okay. Well, I guess that's good. I have no idea. Coming in number 6 spot is JJ. What's going on, brother? So good to see you. Hey, 19K Fox. Looks like I made the top 10. You did. Price increases, especially for a 4-year-old Xbox, are unconscionable, inconceivable, is what they are. Thank you so much for being here, as always, buddy. Also, with a follow-up comment, nothing but merchants taking advantage of the fear and loathing of tariffs to jack prices, which won't come down if the tariffs were to end next week. Exactly. An astute observation, to say the least. They talked about price hikes, and they talk about things being temporary. They're never temporary. They stay there forever. Coming in the number 7 spot is B. Kirby. What's going on, buddy? Great to see you. Glad you got that membership. Absolutely awesome. Dan Z is also in the house, coming in the number 8 spot. What's going on, brother? Great to see you. Mr. Clutch coming in clutch in the number 9 spot. Fox, what is your personal holy grail arcade machine to have in your home? Man, that's actually getting really tough. So I got the Sega Astro City. That was a big one. I got the Neo Geo 4 slot, the Big Red. That was a big one. I got the original 3-player Big Blue AVP. That was a big one. And then on down the line, you got Battle Pod, which was amazing. And then you also got a little bit further down the line. You got, what else? What else do I have in here? I got Crazy Taxi. That's pretty good. But I don't know what's really left out there, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know what else is out there that I have to have an original game. There's a few games out there that I wish I could find. Games like, I wish I could find, even if I could just find the original board of Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, that would be a lot of fun. I'd love to get my hands on that and preserve that. Metamorphic Force for Konami is that board doesn't come up really at all. And I don't know if they really had a dedicated cabinet. Basically, it was just a Konami 4-player cabinet, but it would be really cool to have that, and then have a switcher inside for TMNT and X-Men and all that. But Metamorphic Force has just got a cool look, and it's a cool game. Very, very similar to X-Men for sure. But at this point, an Afterburner Deluxe would be incredible. That would be insane. That would be awesome. But at this point, I'm feeling pretty good about where I'm at. I don't know that there's anything out there that I'm absolutely just dying to have. There's been so many other recreations that I feel like I'm pretty good. And the ones that I really wanted on my list, I know they're 90s cabs. I got them. And of course, probably the oldest cab in my collection was one of the really, really big bucket list games that I really wanted because I just had these memories about it. And it was, just off camera, you can't see it, Road Blasters. And an Atari System 1 cabinet is so cool. I wish I could afford the Marble Madness boards and control panels. I could just swap them out. But those aren't cheap at all. But it's a fun game. So thank you for the question, and thank you so much for being here as always. Frank D is going to round out the number 10 spot here. Hello, I think I'll pour a glass of Tulmer DEW tonight. Awesome. Good to hear, as always. Thank you so much for you being here and everybody else being here. We got David Deming. We got Bob is in the house. Angelo P. What is going on? Israel Gaming is also in the house. Video Game Vegas. Hello, Fox. They say timing is everything. I feel so fortunate to have discovered Arcade 1-Up when they first came out. The birth of 3/4 scale to build a home arcade, now unaffected by price hikes. We didn't know how good we had it. We didn't know how good we had it, didn't we? Well, I'm glad that you're able to take some time and breathe that in. We're going to talk about that a little bit later tonight because it turns out that $500 price point, a lot hinged on that for people trying to build their own home arcade. We got 19K Fox saying, hey, listen, check out the merch store. That's the pinned comment in the chat. If you want to check it out and just see what I have, you can go up there and you can check out my new store, but hang out. Stay right here. We're going to do a giveaway a little bit later in the show. Jason Little Alien is also here. Modern Like a Mofo. JR. Michael B says, happy 4th, Fox. Yes, pinball machines. I was ahead of the curve. That's right. That's right. You tried to pre-celebrate May the 4th. You can't do that. It's against the Geneva Convention. It's state law, local. It's somebody. It's municipality. Somebody made that law, I'm sure. Dane Bramage is also here. Calvin Wong is also here. We said hi to Dan Z. Gallagher Guy, what is going on, buddy? Good to see. Well, let me click on it. What is going on? Roll there. There we go. Gallagher Guy is also here. Thank you so much for being here. Arcade Dave, Molar Medic has my old Road Blasters, and he's making great progress. I can't wait to share that with you. And I still have to get your wiring diagram in the mail. I apologize, but I am back. I'll get that in the mail this week for sure. I apologize. John E. Blaze is here. Miss Tammy Jean, thank you so much for being here as always. Tammy G, thank you so much for being here. Hello, Foxy and friends. Shogeko is also here. Sathios? Yeah. That guy's here. Thank you so much for being here. Sorry I messed up your name. Kind of a jerk. The real Zim, not to be confused with the fake Zim, is also here. MSU Rich. And we got Brooklyn. The Menace is in the house. Dr. Torque. Love it when you stop by. The Be Man. The Be Me. This Be Me or The Be Me? Thy Be Me? The Be Me. May the fourth be with you. Thank you so much. May the fourth be with you as well, my friend. Retro Roofer is also here. Retro Randy is here. You two must be related. The Camera Cade. With that cool setup, the cool 4KP. I really love that. I think it was, I asked you a question on Facebook. You've got that cool control panel cover on your Attack from Mars 4KP. That was the premium, I guess. I don't know. It looks really slick. I like it. Like it a lot. Bob says Dark Forces 2 and Rogue Squadron are my favorites. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dark Forces is a good one. It's a really good one. The Old Republic games are my favorite play. Great game. I had it on the 360, and somebody else is about to have it. They're going to take a trip. But before we get to that, we got to talk about the $2 that Kevin just dropped. Thank you so much for your $2 super chat, buddy. Real collectors have N64 Pod Racer. That's great. I'm taking your insults on the chin, taking them in stride, but you're taking a trip to the pit.
Finish him. Melina wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
I agree. I think it was such an incredible game. A legit, true Lucasfilm game. Just incredible. Love it. Still love it. And it's one of those games you can play to this day. If you just want to just wreck shop, that's the way to go. That is the way to go, for sure. Did we say hi to everybody? I think we did. Let me just scroll down here. We got many comments. Saying Spirits, thank you so much for being here, buddy. Oracle Miata, thank you so much for being here. Let's go, Blues. All right. Steve Sale, what's going on, buddy? Con L01. Thanks so much. Your prices will definitely make me more sensitive or selective in my purchases. Absolutely. That's what happens once you cross a certain threshold. You get to a certain price point, all of a sudden the impulse buy just goes away. Absolutely, completely. Gamer Fridge, what does the fox say? The fox says, hold on, keep that money in your pocket. We're going to talk about some options for you tonight. Michael B's back in his house saying, it looks like he gifted 119 memberships to Game. I did that. Wow. No, we did. Did he? No, we did not. Oh, I see. Haha. I wish. But I'm not there yet. I'll get there someday, guys. Speaking of getting there someday, he made it just in time. GeForce Guy, what's going on, man? With a $4.99 super chat. May the fourth be with you, Fox. Episode 3 is still the best Star Wars movie ever made. Goosebumps every single time. You will not take her from me, LOL. It is different to look at that movie and to watch that movie after you've had some life experience and trying to be forgiving of some of the dialogue. The movie is not perfection. I'm not going to claim that it is. But when you understand the weight of what's going on, and you see the way he's tormented, and you see it in theaters again, you're right back in, you're locked in, and you're absolutely having a phenomenal time. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat, man. Always appreciate it. Here you go.
Finish him. Scorpion wins. Fatality.
I do too. I've got a 4KP, and I still dig it. Absolutely dig it. Messiah's in the house. What's going on, buddy? You should use that $5 to get a real license. Oh, man, that's messed up. What the hell? What the hell? That's messed up. No, I meant the big arcade products. LOL. Sure you did, buddy. Sure you did. Richard Odello, what's going on, buddy? Great to see you as always. The Fist of Love is also here. Punching love right into your face, I guess. That's the fist of love. That's what happens. That's how you do it. Let me just see, maybe just catch up. Chaotic, what's going on, Brian? Great to see you as always, man. Good to see you. Once again, thanks for helping out with my little issue with my at games issue. Oh, another thing I want to update on the 4KP. So I had an issue with the oh, now I'm forgetting about the freaking thing that you pulled out, the prop rod, the thing, the beat-a-boo, the plunger. I had an issue where that wasn't working. And so I took apart the control panel and messed with the wires and plugged it all in. It worked, and then it stopped working. I turned it on today, and I got an update. So I had to do the update on the 4KP. And when I did that, it was fixed. It was fine. So I don't know if the update did anything or what. I don't know. So I was happy that I didn't have to break into the machine once again. I was really happy about that. So that was really, really cool. Okay, let me just scroll down here. I love pizza. Gamer Fridge. Absolutely. Pizza is something to love. Hey, 19 K-Fox and Galaguy88 had a super chat to Dude. Did I miss? Did I hold on? Let me just scroll back here. Make sure I got everybody. Want to make sure I get everybody. Oh, I did. I went past a couple people. How dare I? Let me go ahead and correct this right now. Messiah, slide on in here with the 199 super chat. Coming in number one for the super chat of the day. Me. Close. But there are, once again, no losers in the super chat game. They're all winners. So everybody super chat frequently. I love them.
Can't you do any better?
And coming in with another 199 super chat, Galaga88 with the question: would you have bought a 4KP with the new prices? We're going to get into that into some detail. Thank you so much for your comment, your question, most importantly, the $2.
Finish him. Scorpion wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Okay, everybody, strap on in, grab your drink, kick back, relax. The May the 4th stuff is over. We're going to talk about some of the real stuff, the nitty gritty. It's not always fun. It ain't always pretty, but we got to do it. Let's go ahead and slide into that topic. Maybe a one and done tonight. It is going to be the topic of the day because it is widespread. Could be considered a cancer among the entire gaming community. Maybe it's a bunch of rich kids that are just now realizing how good we've had it. Tariffs, good, bad, the reason for the increases, maybe just an excuse. Who really knows? Nonetheless, they're happening. They're happening, and I'm going to give you my 2 cents, and I want to hear your 2 cents tonight. See, it's the themes going on. So we've got some issues. We've got some problems. Let's recap briefly what's going on with At Games specifically. Now, we focus on At Games because they're one of the few home arcade companies that is doing anything, that is producing any products anyone gives two craps about, basically. And I feel privileged enough to own a 4KP before the dark times, before the empire of tariffs, whatever you want to call it. So let's talk about briefly where I was at when I made my purchase. Now, we talked about this. You all know, if you're aware. If you're not aware, I'll give you a brief little catch up. There was a time when these machines were first announced that you could get in a little bit cheaper. You could have saved a couple $100 here and there. Kind of part of the pre-order. But this was the standard pricing before the price increase happened. You're looking at you could jump in with a premium starter, which they have to have the word premium in everything, even though it's a starter. I don't know why. But a starter kit with just the title game, with a lot of the features locked, was going to be $12.49. But if you wanted to jump in, that wasn't a bad price. That, I think, was a little bit higher than the original pre-order price for the first ever cabinet to ever come out. I think it was about $1,100. $12.49 is where you were. If you wanted to have the SSF kit, the surround sound that is actually, I still don't know if it's worth the money, but it makes a big difference in your experience. And that is an adder. If you want to have that pre-installed, $1,750 is where you're going to be. What I bought was the premium standard, which was $1,500, another $100 to get it shipped. But that's what I got, $1,600. And I said at the time, I said in my review, I think it's a fair price. I don't know if it's not a great price. Probably I would consider it a good price for what you're getting. You know, fair is about where I would put it, a solid C. Nothing to write home about, but I don't think they're really necessarily robbing you. And once again, to have that SSF kit pre-installed, you're looking at $2,000. But that was top tier. That was maxed out. Everything that they had to offer, boom, minus that arcade stick, which, judging by everybody's experience, I don't know that I would get it. I'd probably stay away. And I'm not going to get the arcade stick. The control panel with the arcade stick and the buttons, I would stay away from that. Because evidently, it works like ass. It's not good at all. Moving on. Let's continue. What am I doing? Kick this one over here. Boom, right there. Boom. Yeah, there we go. I like that one. So this is where we started. This is where we ended up. This is where we're at now. So if you wanted to jump in, get yourself one of these nice 4KPs, this is where you're at. So you're talking about $1,600 just to get started. Now, $1,600 is what I paid for the premium standard after shipping. So right off the bat, the cheapest way is already $100 more than the premium standard. it's kind of insane when you think about it. The price hike is nuts. The $350 is nothing to sneeze at. And then it just keeps getting worse. $2,100 if you want to have that starter with the SSF. $1,850. So remember, this was $1,500. Now $1,850 for just the premium standard, which I think is probably the most popular. I mean, I don't know. I would love to see their sales numbers. I'm sure the starter gets a lot of love for sure, but the premium standard, it's probably where everybody kind of lands as far as packing in the features and the games and all that. $350. This is before shipping. So add another $100 on top of this, and you're dangerously close to $2,000. And heaven help you if you want that SSF kit pre-installed. $2,400, basically. I mean, I'm sorry, $2,450 after shipping. $2,500. $2,500. There is a threshold. There's absolutely a threshold at which people's buttholes pucker. Okay, the pucker factor increases to about a 9.7 once you get past a certain number. Now, some people have different numbers. The thresholds are different. Their tolerances are different. Much like alcohol, they can take a little bit more. But there's only so much the general public can take. But you know what I can take? Another super chat. This one is $4 coming to me from Jason Lillayland. May the $4 be with your bank account. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, buddy, as always. And here you go. Just going to stick to my ALP I got for $300 from Sam's on Black Friday 3 years ago. Now, Black Friday, so let's say 2.5 years ago, because that was November, right? So 2.5 years ago, the ALP was available for $300. Where does the ALP sit now? You'd be shocked to know it's a smidge over $300. I mean, the ALP is now $900. Just the HD version of their pinball machine is $900 American. Yes, highway, dirt road, city street. I mean, this is all kinds of robbery. Yeah, damn. I paid $16.99 with shipping and SSF kit installed. Marine 50. You know exactly what we're talking about. The ALU, or no, not the ALU. The ALU is $900. The original pinball is $900. Look at these prices. This is insane. And knowing that these products have been out for so long and seeing the price that they're at now is just incredible. When you consider we're not talking about any kind of radical redesign. It looks like they've slightly changed the side panels. And Michael B, if you're still here, you can maybe correct me on that. But it looks like it's not quite as bulbous at the top. They've kind of refined that a little bit. But beyond that, you're still rocking that 24-inch monitor. It's just absolutely insane. And just to verify, look, I pulled this right from the website today. $900 when they become available, kids. So listen, I know you're chomping at the bit to jump on this, but you know, mama, just hold your horses. It's coming soon, right? Yeah, you're counting your pennies, right, to make sure that you get in on that sweet deal. But this is a long way from arcade one-ups. We talked about in the beginning of the show getting in. I think it was who said that? I got to go all the way back to the top. See, I had the comment in my brain and I missed it. Probably because my brain suffers from too much. I work too damn hard. Let me just go all the way back up. I want to make sure I get this right. I think it was Video Game Vegas. Is that who said it? Come on, get to the top. We're gonna make it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna work together. Scrolling on down, and yeah, Video Game Vegas. This comment. I feel so fortunate to have discovered Arcade One-Up when they came out. The birth of 3/4 scale. This conversation raged on in Arcade One-Up communities. The Arcade One-Up, the 3/4 scale versus the full size versus the original people that really would thumb their nose at us for having Arcade One-Up stuff. It's cheap, it's crap, it's blah, blah, blah. But the price was always something we would go back and forth about. What are you getting for the money? And it was just a conversation. Years we debated this. But I think that in my mind, as someone who has covered this for 5 years, I do believe that $500 was the sweet spot when you're talking about like a deluxe cabinet. $500 and staying under that price point is okay. You're gonna sell a lot of cabinets. You're gonna move a lot of units if you can give people what we saw within the deluxes, or even some of those risered cabinets, but still had a decent games list. It still had the lit marquees. You know, it had a decent design where the design started to mimic some of the midway shapes that we saw. That was you could kind of make that argument that if you're staying under 500, you're in really good shape, and you could stay there and you'd be good to go. But then once we got beyond that, and I'm a victim of this too, not a victim. Listen, I'm not a victim, but I did fall for FOMO, and I did jump on some of these deals that were about $700. And I told you at the time, like T2, how I love the cabinet. I still have it to this day. $700 was too much. It was a great, and go back and look at my original review, $500 is what I wanted to pay for that. Well, you should have paid for it. Sadly, that's not what they were charging. And when those things happened, we talked about it. $500 seemed to be the sweet spot. Now you have ad games who doubled that, you know, then fell below that with their original HD version of their pinball machine, but then got a little bit more accurate with the sizing and scale, up the resolution, partnered with Zen, all this stuff, up the horsepower, and now you have something that is well over 500, obviously, but people were willing to think about it, consider it, and I eventually jumped in, paying $1,600 when you include shipping. It's a big deal, but for me, it's definitely a one-time purchase. I'm not going to have a bunch of these lined up. If you wanted to have a bunch of these lined up, you were thinking RK1 up $500, that's where you wanted to be. Those days, unfortunately, are long gone. And it's not just home arcade, unfortunately. The Super Game Room dudes talked about this. I want to talk about it as well. Microsoft hikes the Xbox pricing. This is from Forbes. And you're looking at new pricing now. I pulled this article portion from IGN, who was covering Forbes, but they put together a little bit cleaner. Xbox Series S, which is a console that was already failing, was $299. The only thing they really had going for them, they've jacked that up. They're bumping everything up. $80 here, $80 there. The X Digital, the Series X Digital, $550. $550. That's more than a PlayStation 5. And then the Series X with the disc drive is $600. I mean, you've priced yourself. The new Switch coming out that everybody has to have is $449. So a Series X digital version could have stayed at $449 and maybe could have kind of treaded water. But at this point, they're just shooting themselves in the foot, or they've just given up, or they just don't care. They're at the point now, maybe them and NetGames are kind of in the same camp. They're like, hey, whatever we're going to sell, we're going to make such a huge profit that if our sales numbers drop by 30%, our margins are up by 40%, so we don't give a damn. It all comes out in the wash. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's what's going on. I, personally, am not going to participate in that whatsoever. So the question the Gallagher guy asked in his super chat was, would I have jumped in on the price? Would I have jumped in on the ALP 4K at these current prices? Well, I would want that topper. I really like the topper. It adds a lot. Now that I have it, and when I first got it, my topper was cracked, so I had to get rid of it. So I put the whole thing together without the topper, and the topper adds a lot. It really does add a lot. So I really would want that. That's a $150 adder. When you consider the other games that come with the premium standard, I would definitely be leaning back with the premium standard. So the question is, would I be willing to spend? Do I think the thing that I have over there right now, do I think it's worth $1,850 plus another $100 for shipping? Would I have paid $350 more for that? The answer is a resounding no. $1,600 after shipping is a stretch. But I think if you're going to have one cabinet, one of these little pinball machines, if you're looking at the landscape of virtual pin V pins of any kind of real quality, you're looking at, something that's going to be $3,000, right? V pins, nice V pins. If you want to find a used pinball machine and you're not afraid of the mechanical work you're going to have to do, still $3,000-$4,000. You could find like a Lethal Weapon pinball machine for about $4 or $3. Pretty good table. I've seen recently a Terminator 2 pinball machine out there. You can pick these like $3,000, I think is what it was. So those deals are out there if you want real pin. But if you want a V pin, you're going to pay some money. Twisted Chris just picked one up, and it was more than that, but you get more too, right? You get a bigger playfield and all that. At this price point, I don't think this is a good deal at all. And I don't even understand the calculus here. Like, what are you doing? So if you consider $1,500, that's like the medium price. So $1,500, so 10% of that would be what, $150, right? Okay. Okay, so that's a 10% increase. We've got a 20% increase on that. Why? I mean, more than that, actually, $350. Where is that coming from? Where is that justification? I don't see it. And when you consider the price increase of the pinball packs, these are points that have been made by other people, but I don't see that at all. That doesn't make any sense to me other than you're trying to make some money. Now, the great thing about this is if you got your pinball machine and if you've had it for any length of time, you've probably downloaded several tables and you're good. And with the tables, I think those sales are going to happen all the time. And they do happen all the time. So I think with the pinball tables, the packs, I think you just wait. Wait for a sale and jump on that. But as far as the machine itself, I'm sorry, but unfortunately, you have waited too long. You're not going to get a good deal at all. And if you think you're going to go to the website right now and go to At Games and you see that you're going to see, what you're going to see is the Attack from Mars. You're going to see like low pricing. You're like, oh, great. But when you click on them, oh, they're not available or it's coming soon or something, because I did that today thinking, well, let me just check and see what's available. And I checked on the Attack from Mars and the old pricing was there, but none of them are available. And the premium with the SSF kit has been sold out for a long time. So it's just not there. So do I think it's worth it? Absolutely not. There's no way in hell. I thought it was fair before, but it definitely could have used, reasonably, you could have seen this on sale for $100 less than what I paid for it. It would be fine. About $1,400, $1,300 to catch that on that would have been a really good deal. I think at $1,300, a couple $100 off, right? And then you got shipping and all that. But these prices don't make any sense in the world at all. So to me, I got to ask you, like, what's the game here? What is it? Is it they think that they've sold all the initial sales from the fans and the fanatics and the sycophants and the suck-ups? Those sales have already been done. So now it's kind of a hard sale anyway to get anybody else involved, and those of you that were waiting for a sale, well, you're not going to get it now. I mean, that's done, your sale price would be maybe 10% off. It's still not going to get you down to where it was before, which is a real kick in the balls. I mean, if you see a sale, you're going to be like, well, it's funny. It's kind of exactly like the Attack from Mars, the Star Wars, the Marvel pinball machines, the little V-pins that Arcade 1-Up did back in the day. When they first came out, they were $4.99. Then something happened and they became $7.50 overnight. And it was insane. And then they'd have a sale and it would be like, oh, now $6.99. Wait a minute. Now $5.49. These were $4.99 when they first came out, and they were available for a while at that price point. I got mine actually a bit less than that because I bought it secondhand. And I added glass to mine. So check out that video. It's awesome. But it's insane. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. But the tariffs are going to make these $900 according to somebody. To me, it doesn't make any sense. Like, look at your percentages. It doesn't make any sense. It's not mathing. The math isn't mathing. I understand a 10% increase to kind of compensate for a supposed tariff. But I don't think this is it. And when you go to the digital pinball packs, future development of future titles, I understand being impacted by this, sure. But titles that are currently available on their website, why in the hell is that going up in any way, shape, or form? It makes no sense. And it's just greedy at this point. It's just a money grab, which is a damn shame because it is a good product. I like the 4KP. If you want an entry-level V-Pin with 4K-ish resolution, it's a great little pinball machine. And at $1,500-ish, $1,400, would be ideal. Maybe $1,300 would be a really sweet spot. You'd get a really good machine. I think you would. And you would enjoy it. And with the ecosystem, and that's another thing that I think that game should be thinking about is you're basically selling a passport to At Games Land because they're going to buy more pinball packs. So it's kind of like Apple, selling phones, and dealing with carriers and getting, let's get these iPhones out there. Let's get these in people's hands. You can get a brand new iPhone for free now if you sign up for Verizon and blah, 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 and AT&T because they want you in the ecosystem because you're going to buy more stuff. You can download content, apps, whatever. Same thing with these VPNs. So I would have maybe tolerated one versus the other. Maybe a slight increase on the machines and then an increase on your pinball packs. And okay, I kind of see that's where you're going to kind of make your money because you basically got nothing but development costs in the packs. That's it. That's all you have. There's no physical anything to sell at all. Just not. So you could have kind of leveled it out that way, I think. What's going on, Dubs? Great to see you as always, buddy. Premium needs value for that price. Maybe floor mat. You know what? An anti-fatigue mat. A tin sign would have been helpful. Would have made it all worthwhile. I know, Chris, you're right. Maybe throw something in there. Throw me a bone. I mean, anything. Something. Come on. Yeah, happy birthday, buddy. Happy birthday, as always. Well, not as always, because it's not always your birthday. But when it is your birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you and Glenn, my fellow Star Wars fans. So let's talk about the money that's out there, the money they're asking. What can you get for that money? I think the question is this. Arcade1Up was kind of the gold standard of cheap 3/4. Nova Sonic, what's going on, buddy? Hey, Fox, what's up with these prices are crazy. Crazy. We need somebody to come in and slash these prices. Just come in with the machete and slash them prices. Arcade1Up was able to kind of hover. If they stayed below 500, you could justify the purchase. It wasn't like quite an impulse buy, but if they were coming out with a title you were jazzed about and you were building your small arcade, you could basically buy, think about it. You could buy 4 Arcade1Up Deluxes for the price of one. Actually, if you go wide open, if you go balls to the wall with the new pricing of the new Deluxe Premium Plus shipping, you could buy 5 Arcade1Up Deluxe cabinets at full $500 price tag for the same price. 5 Arcade1Up Deluxes for the same price as one Premium Deluxe. Wrap your mind around that and just what you're getting for that price tag. I mean, that's 5 machines. You're halfway through your miniature arcade you're building. That's basically all the Deluxes they ever made. That's awesome. Not really. It just doesn't make any sense. But because Arcade1Up has fallen off the map and they're only producing garbage, like really nasty garbage that maybe you missed the garbage guy that day, so your trash can's like almost 2 weeks in and that stuff is rank. That's what they're making. That's what Arcade1Up was making. Festering, putrid, vile filth. At Games is like, hey, we're the only game in town. Let's just swing for the fences. Let's lose our minds. Let's lose our minds and go crazy. Batshit crazy, which I think is what they're doing. If you want to build brand loyalty, if you want customers to feel good about the product that they have just purchased, or if you want to inspire people to purchase your product, you come out and this is what you do. Whether it's PK, whether it's some At Games representative, you do one of two things. You do exactly what Nintendo did, where you tease that, oh, the prices may go up. Oh, we don't know. But then it comes out and it's just exactly the same price. Or you do something else. You say, hi, At Games community. I am fill in blank here. Tariffs, things, unexpected development costs happen to us all the time. And we have been able to weather the storm. And we're going to put our best foot forward and continue to weather that storm. But we're going to have to reduce production slightly and see where these increased costs come in and how they affect us. But as of right now, the prices are staying the same. And we invite you to consider our product. We invite you to consider purchasing a product from us. You may see slight increases, but bear with us. We're all in this together. Ta-da! Or you could do what Xbox is doing and saying, hey, you know how that Xbox we got really isn't selling well at all? Yeah. You think you got an idea to fix that? Yeah. Let's increase everything by $80. I went to marketing school. You got another Cyrus over there? What the hell are you doing? Makes no sense. Like you're just gonna shoot yourself in the foot while you're on the way out. You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand why these companies are doing what they're doing. It makes no sense. But you know what does make sense? A $10 super chat from Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger. What's up, my brother and chat? The minute RKO 1-Up came out with their 100th Pac-Man, I moved on to the real deal. Cheers. Cheers, buddy. As always, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for your super chat. And let me give you something a little special. Where is it at? Here it is. Oh, you know what? Here you go.
Wolverine win! Rookie.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because the 4KP can only play pinball machines. And you know why? You know why? Because the arcade control panel doesn't freaking work. Gotcha. That's right. You could have made that point if your arcade stick worked, but because it blows up your machine, because it's like installing a kill switch in your own machine that you, like a bomb, you can't undetonate, you can't disarm. It only does the pinball, which is fine if you just like the pinball, but I think that's gone. Fix your arcade stick and introduce something new, another function, another feature, maybe. But what they've made right now, bud, nah. Not even close. The variety just isn't there. Not to say that RK 1-Up is making a ton of great stuff, but we've covered that. So the question is, what can you do? What can you, we're talking about $2,000, $2,500. What could you, okay, Fox, that's good, but what else is out there? Well, you're not allowed to make a comment. Those comments are not allowed. Actually, if it's working good for you, congratulations, man. I hope it, I wish it would. I wish it would, because I would get it. I would absolutely get it. But I'm just kind of scared because everybody else is having problems. So that's good that yours is not. So what can you do? What's out there? What's available at that price point? Like $2,500, $2,300, where we're at. Well, we're going to get to that in just a second. But first, before we do anything else, I want to go ahead and kick off the giveaway. Tonight, we're going to go ahead and do a giveaway from my new merch store. We're going to give one thing away. And in honor of May the 4th, we're going to go ahead and start collecting for the hashtag May the 4th be with you. Just a second. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And where's it at? No. Here we go. Go ahead and type in, as you see it, right there, capital M, May the 4th. Type that into the chat right now, and you will automatically be entered to win something from my store. Once again, if you don't know how this works, whoever the winner is, you're going to send me an email at 19kfox1@gmail.com. Let's go ahead and put that banner up real quick. Nope, that's not it. Is that it? No, that's not it. Here it is. Right. 19kfox1@gmail.com. Send me an email whenever you win. You're going to have to give me your YouTube handle and all that. And give me your address. Give me the title of the thing that you want. And I'll have it printed, have it made, and sent out to you. So hashtag May the 4th. Type that into the chat. And then we'll do the drawing in just a minute. There we go. Get those entries up. How many entries do we have? 35. We can do better than that. We can do 36. Jump in there. May the 4th. May it be with you. Okay, so moving on. Let me stop sharing that. What can you get? What's possibly out there? I mean, if you're talking about this much money, what can I do for that much money? Let's build something. Let's do something right now. So where are we at? We're talking about the 4KP at $2,300. We're talking about $900 for the Legends Ultimate HD. You know, after shipping is $1,000 just for that thing with a 24-inch monitor. That's not good. That's not good. I mean, it's fine, I guess, but I think we can do better, especially when you consider $2,400, $25 after shipping. So let's use that as kind of our number. Let's go over here to Rec Room Masters, a company that was around for a long time. I bought one of their kits way back in the day. Michael B made fun of me, and he was wrong for that, and also evil. That's fine. But now they got much better kits. So let's start with one of their one of their 3/4 plywood. I mean, this is like the thick stuff, right? 3/4 plywood, black melamine with the T-molding and all that. And this is a kit that does not include any wiring. It doesn't include any controls. Doesn't even include a monitor, but it will accommodate a 32-inch monitor, widescreen. And it's also designed to have the tank stick dropped in, the X-Arcade tank stick dropped into place. Dropped into place. So let's start with that. So you can get one of these two. You can get the sit-down version, the kind of like the Chulix version for $850, or you can get the stand-up version, the upright, for $850. So either one. So depending on which one you pick, $850, your shipping is going to be a lot, about $250. So you're $1,100 right off the bat just for the shell. But that's how you get started. This is how you get started. Okay. Now we decide we got to go, okay, so what do you want to do? You want to get your own controls. You can do your own controls if you want to. You can make your own control panel. But sticking with the theme of just kind of plug and play, $1,100 for a stand-up or a sit-down version of a multi-cade, basically. Now let's get the X-Arcade tank stick with the trackball, the big bad boy. They make one version that's bigger than this, but we're going to stick with this version because this has got a lot of features. Trackball, 2-player controls, so it's going to be able to accommodate a lot of different games. And let's say we're going to pair this with a PlayStation 5, so let's go ahead and spend another $110 on their adapter kits with a really nice the Brook Wingman control, or the adapters, the USB adapters, so everything you know is going to work perfectly. That's another $350 just for controls. But we gotta have a monitor. What are we going to do? What can we possibly afford? Well, if we go on over to Best Buy, right now they're having a sale, as they always have sales. And there's a sweet Samsung 4K 32-inch monitor, 180 hertz refresh rate for, I think it's $279. After taxes, like we're going to look at the $298. So what is that as far as a grand total? Well, if you were to do all this right now and include the price of a brand new PlayStation 5. So we built this for PS5. It's going to be more if you build it for Xbox. So I'm just saying. And you can do what you want to do. You can change this up in a multitude of different ways. You can go with different monitor sizes and all that. But if you, like right now, brand new, including shipping, if you go to Rec Room Masters and get their stand-up tank stick kit, that's $1,100. The tank stick with PS5 adapters is $352. The monitor from Best Buy right now, which has got a high refresh rate, 4K 32-inch Samsung badass, $296. And then let's just go ahead and throw in the cost of a brand new PS5 Slim right now with the disk drive. You're looking at $529 for that. A total cost of $2,277. Now, it's not a pinball machine. I get that. But when you talk about $2,500, this is where people's heads are going to start going. Well, okay, but what else can I get for that money? What else can I get for that money? Well, here's an example of exactly what you can get. And this is buying it from a retailer and it's shipped to your house and you put it together. That's it. Nothing wild, nothing crazy, nothing custom. You don't have to have special equipment or any tools whatsoever. Well, maybe a screwdriver. And you're good. You're ready to go. And here's all the badass components to make a really high-end, badass, multicade. And then you just go from there. Subtract what you already have. If you already have a PS5, take that off that list. If you want to swap in a PC, rock on. If you don't want the tank stick, you want to do just a piece of wood that already has holes cut in it, Rec Room Masters will do that for you right now. And then you can put in your own controls and do what you want. Throw in a pie, do whatever. Whatever kind of PS3, if you got an old console laying around, there are options. There are many, many options. Once you go beyond a certain threshold, it's like, what the hell are we even doing? And it's a good way to support an American company who was on the rocks for a while and now they're coming back. And Rec Room Masters is just one option. One out there. And speaking of, retro or Rec Room Masters, they're also having a sale right now. And it is, look at that. It's the May 4th discount code, $150 off their arcade cabinets. So if you're interested, if you want to check that out, absolutely now is the time to check that out. I don't know how long this sale lasts, but if you want to go after this show, don't go right now. Or maybe open up another tab, but keep me on right now. Come on, you got to stay with me. Check that out and see if maybe that's something you might want to consider. And the great thing about this is you can also piecemeal this a piece at a time. So maybe you just get you save up $1,100 and you just get the kit and you take your time and you build that and you put it in the corner and you wait till you can afford the right monitor or the right controller, and then you get all this done. Maybe you go ahead and you get an art package and put that together. I mean, I'm just saying. So are you saying it's time for multicades? I'm saying that once you get to a certain price point, multicades are on the table for sure, especially when you're comparing multicade to multicade. A dedicated machine that just plays pinball is one thing. A dedicated machine that's just designed to play Capcom games is one thing. But when you're talking about ALUs that are 4 years old and they're charging $900, there's a better option out there. You're not limited to just that 24-inch size. And there's other options out there. If you're talking about full-size arcades, you want to get into something, go on over to princearcades.com. And they got some stuff going on. For $1,500, you can get basically a Pac-Man cab, brand new. And they make their cabinets brand new wood, T-molding, melamine with graphic packages on there. They come with like 16-1 boards, but you can obviously swap that out to a Pandora's box, or depending on the inputs on the monitor. That's not a CRT, that's an LCD. You could throw in a console if you want to. Possibilities are endless, but here's another option. And the great thing about this, because of some of the issues and the prices and all that, and seeing what other companies are doing, they're offering financing. So you can go there and you can finance something that's going to be a little bit bigger, a little bit solid, a little more sturdy. Away you go. There you go. There's also other options out there, like my buddy Fernando with Big Guns Arcade. Check out this. This is a pretty, once again, we're up over $2,000. It opens up a lot of possibilities for you. And if you're interested in shooters, multicades, this is a hell of a pedestal to get your hands on. Plug this up to an HD TV and away you go. And this has got classic games and current games. Those are those big, heavy guns with the heavy feedback, the big solenoids inside. Now you're talking just crazy talk. So there's options that are out there. Absolutely. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Tired looking at you. And you go away too. And the options don't stop there. There are other options also. This is one of my favorite options. Here's a listing for what is a Psychic Force arcade. This is an arcade cabinet listed locally in Cincinnati. It's $800. And you're saying, well, Fox, what if I don't like that game? I get it. It's clearly a midway cab. You could take something like this for $800, and that's how you start. Now, this obviously requires, a little bit of you got to be able to pick one of these things up, or have a friend with a truck and a couple friends, and maybe we'll get a U-Haul trailer, kind of like what I do when I pick these things up locally. But I can either confirm or deny that. So this is an $800 cabinet, and the cabinet is really what you're looking at, right? The cabinet is very solid. It's midway, so this could become a Mortal Kombat themed multicade if you want, or a Mortal Kombat cabinet specific, proper. You could really just change this up, and you could make this another multicade if that's what you wanted. And the price point, $800, is a good place to start. You can just enjoy it like it is. Once again, same thing we said with the Rec Room Masters. Buy one of these, pick these up. If you can get this at home, if you've got space for it, bring this home, enjoy this for a while, and then build it into something else. And pick a cabinet with a classic shape that you dig. So if you're into Midway, if you're into Konami or Capcom or whatever, find one of these cabinets, a Nintendo cab, find one of these cabinets, and just have this be your starting point. The biggest thing is going to be know your limitations. Know your limitations. If you don't have a lot of woodworking skills, don't get a cabinet that's all beat the hell up. Don't get a cabinet that's all chewed up and destroyed. You can also go back to places like Prince Arcades and Lab. Yeah, Lab Arcades is another place. Labarcades.com. Check them out. They just make cabinets. So maybe if you find a cabinet with a lot of water damage, but it's got the game and the controllers and the wiring and all that's good, well, then just buy that, and then for cheap, like maybe say a couple $100, maybe $300, then get a brand new cabinet from one of these companies, and then just swap the guts into that. If you're talking about $2,500, it just starts getting crazy. You can go anywhere and you can do anything for that price point. It really is. And of course, here's another option for you. You can do like what I just did, and you can help your friend find a deal, and you can help him fix it up. So Galaga Guy was able to pick up this cabinet for $1,650, so $1,650. I reached out to him. He said, "Hey Fox, it's okay. You can share this information with everybody." So I'm not doing it, without his consent. He spent about $300 in parts. That was our work, and I did the work. So that was our work. That was controls. His marquee was in good shape. We bought some T-molding. There was no big issues with this cabinet, right? But it was a good solid $300 for graphics and new controls, stuff you would want to do. Plus $80 for U-Haul rentals, and that's it. Just a smidge over $2,000. So for $2,000, it's possible to do something else. When we're going this far, when you want to go north of 500, north of 1,000, north of 1,500, we did $2,000. The math changes. And yes, I think that arcade gamers start to ask themselves these questions. Like, I don't want what Arcade 1-Up is doing now because it's even for Arcade 1-Up, it's too chintzy. It's too cheap. It's falling apart. We don't know what, the other companies are going to do. If they're going to come out with anything at all, we have no idea. So all we have is what we have right now. And if our only option is to sit here and take it from some of these companies who claim that tariffs or anything is the reason why we're being pushed, well, we have to do this. He's out of our control. I don't think that just means we have to just take it. We have to just buy whatever. Now, if it's a V-pin, it is what it is at this point. You're kind of stuck. But the question is once you get to that price point, you got to start asking yourself, what do you really want? Is it just a V-pin? Or do you want something a little bit more? Or do you want to expand your horizons and maybe say, listen, if I'm at this price point, why should I just look at this one V-pin? It was fine when it was $1,500, but now that it's $2,500, what else is out there that I would be considering to buy for $2,500? Maybe it doesn't have to be some bull crap from China. Maybe I'll just sit around and wait for the 4KP to drop in price. But for now, if I want to spend that much money, there's a lot of other homegrown options that I can do right now. I mean, to me, that's exactly that. All the math changes once you get to that point. And tariffs, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, becomes just nothing but a lame ass excuse. Would you look at that?
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up.
Unfortunately, it is that time. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Before we do, we're not going to talk about the poll results. We're going to talk about the giveaway right now. Real quick, I'm going to give everybody a second chance to go ahead and jump in here and put in the hashtag May the 4th. I've got 56 entries. Type in hashtag May the 4th for your chance to be entered to win a new thing from my new store. It's a better store. There's a lot more options. There's a lot more products available. All you got to do is when you go there, you pick a design. And then once you pick the design, you pick the thing that you want the design to be on. Coffee cups, t-shirts, hoodies. I'm rocking my Wombat Blaster hoodie tonight. They have pillows. I mean, it's in the mail. It's on the way. I'm going to have a 19K Fox pillow for my new gaming chair. And you should too. It's the right thing to do. Everyone deserves one. It's owed to you. It must be yours. You must have it. You need a 19K Fox throw pillow. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm not a Jedi, but you should check it out. For those of you who don't want to check it out, that's fine. Hang in there. You might win something right now. Hashtag May the 4th be with you, or May the 4th. Right now, we're going to go ahead and shut this thing down in just a few seconds, guys. I want to say I really appreciate everybody being here and supporting the channel as always. 64, 66, and can we get 70 entries? Let's make it interesting. Let's make it interesting. Can I get 70? Oh, we're almost there. We are almost there. Going to flip the page. Going to write your name down as soon as you win 69. I think we should go now. No, one more. Come on, give me one more. One more entry. And then we'll make it fun. If not, we're going to have to draw 69, which I guess is not the worst thing in the world. It's kind of fitting, given my my mentality. Okay, 69 is what we're going to say. Boom, we're going to draw. I know everybody's nervous. It's exciting. Who's going to win? Who's going to win the thing? And it is Dr. Torque. Yes. Dr. Feelgood, no. Dr. Torque is who I need to work on my car? I don't know. Dr. Torque, congratulations, buddy. You are the winner. Everybody say congratulations to Dr. Torque. You've won. All you got to do, once again, just email me. Let me just pull up the banner real quick. Go over here. Where's it at? I missed the button. I don't know where it is. It's all gone. There we are. They change stuff around so much. Okay, here we go. Congratulations to you, Dr. Torque. Email me at 19kfox1@gmail.com. Make sure you include, obviously, your YouTube handle, and then let me know the address and what you want from my store. I'll buy it for you, and I'll have it shipped to you. Go over there and check it out. The link for that is in the video. It's a pinned comment right now in the chat, and it's also going to be over on my channel. You can go to the About section on my channel, and it will be right there. So thank you so much for participating, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by, checking out the channel, hanging out with me. May the 4th be with you. And I'm going to see you all right back here next time. Also, if you're considering maybe talking more Star Wars, Wednesday night, me and Justin are back talking about Andor Season 2, Episodes 7 through 9. All you members, you stay right here. You're going to be redirected to the after show. Everybody else, I'll see you all right back here next time. Peace.